Hi guys, welcome to today's video, and today we're going to be talking all about acetate. Let's jump in. Now, we have already worked on lots of crafts together using the printable 100 micron acetate. It's available in A3 and A4 and also in inkjet and laser finish. But today I'm going to be discussing the 135 micron, which is also available in A4 and A3 and in inkjet and laser, but it's a little bit thicker and a little bit sturdier. One of the most popular questions is, can I use my cutting machine to actually cut it, seeing as it is a bit thicker? So that's the one thing we're going to investigate today. I'm going to be using my Silhouette, but as most crafters know, a Cricut has a little bit more force or cutting power, so if I can cut it on my Silhouette, you'll definitely be able to cut it on your Cricut. So we best head over to Silhouette Studio to create some shapes. I've just created a blank document in Canva, and in the element box I've searched for stencils. These shapes have been specifically designed to work well as a stencil, but you can obviously create your own with all of the different shapes that are available, or even sketch one, take a photo and import it into Silhouette Studio for a completely bespoke design. Lastly, I'm going to create a cut shape around these two bottom ones using the square tool. I've turned off the inside colour and set the line to black, and made it thick enough to easily pick up in Silhouette. Lastly, we need to download it as a ping with a transparent background. I've then opened the image in Silhouette, and using the trace tool, I've gone over each design to make different stencils. You may need to play with the opacity settings for this. For the bottom two designs, I need to right click and release compound path. Select one of the duplicate squares and delete before reselecting all in the design, right click again and make compound path. For settings, I have gone for a force of 31, speed of 2, blade depth 5, passes 2 and line segment overcut. For Cricut, you'll have to have a play with your settings. So before we remove this from the machine, it's really important that you test to make sure it has cut through cleanly. And as you can see, that's looking good, but I just want to go inside where the littler bits are. And let's just see. Yep, that's perfect. So now that we can see that it's cut through, we can remove it. If it hadn't, then obviously you could have a play around with your cut settings. And if you haven't removed it from the cutting machine, you should be able to just recut over and it will cut in exactly the same place so you don't waste the media. So this is really difficult for you to see on screen because obviously it's clear, but if I remove this, and I'm going to do my little trick there where I flip it over this way, and very, very gently we are going to remove this from the cutting mat. You don't want to risk breaking anything. So if you have some areas that don't seem to be pulling off, then you can use like a spatula to do it. You may find that these don't come out cleanly. You may need to just ease them out with your fingers or with some tweezers. So as you saw, these cut really cleanly, and it's going to be quite tricky for me to show you on here, but hopefully you can just about make out there how perfectly cut these are. There is no frayed bits, no false starts, or no need for me to go in with a blade, which can sometimes happen with certain materials, but these cuts are beautiful. And even on that one as well, with those lovely sharp rounded corners here, it is still cut really well. I made a bit of a mistake there because obviously it was a circle within a circle, so it wasn't going to cut properly. However, our larger floral stencil here has turned out beautiful. So you can see down here how sharp those cuts are, and yet it has still managed to cut really crisp, really clean, and this means that when you use these stencils for application, there's going to be no issues whatsoever. So now you have your stencils, you might be wondering, well, other than card making, what can I do with these? But they are so versatile. You can do things like cake decorating, interior design decorating, furniture upcycling, glitter tattoos, face paint tattoos, screen printing, fabric dyeing, normal art painting, even fabric dyeing. There are so many versatile options that you can make with these, and obviously it's important that you have a sturdy, high quality material such as the Paper Cutz 135 micron, which is going to have that tiny bit of flexibility but still stand up to being used time and time again. With some acetates, the composition of the materials can mean that when you go to cut it, the cuts are quite jagged, you're not getting a clean finish, so that then when you try to apply a media to it, you get it creeping in underneath and you won't get a clean finish. Luckily with Paper Cutz, you don't get that at all. So I hope that you have enjoyed this introduction to using acetate for stencils and obviously for cutting the acetate. And I hope that all of you that have the question as to whether or not it can be cut are happy with the answer. As you can see, not only can it be cut, but you can make so many intricate and detailed designs with it. I'd like to say a great big thank you to Paper Cutz for sponsoring today's video, and a great big thank you to you guys for watching. If you are going to make stencils from this, I would love to know what projects you hope to make with them. And if you would like me to try out any of these projects, drop a comment down below and let me know, and maybe I will make a future video on it. Don't forget to tune in next Friday when I'll have another crafty video, and I will see you then. Bye!